Hi again, this is Timothy, the biblical Timothy, and the end time minister of the sudden destruction and then thereafter. This is in regards to the day of the sudden destruction that hits the U.S. To cause it to be no more. It is forthcoming. This is an event that even I can't stop, but at least I'll give you a heads up of what you should expect if you're still around, of course. First of all, that particular day uh, will be during a time when the peace and safety is um, celebrated throughout the world. Of course, that is biblical. I mean, these things have to be in prophecy and in line. And that one fold. Now, be in mind that when it happens, this then fully releases the great dragon that's in the bottomless pit, along with some other beings. You don't want to know what they are, but they're bad. Once he is released, that's Revelation 27, it also releases energies upon that release. The release of those energies will travel through ley lines that are built in this world, this earth. And then these ley lines will hit destruction points. So yes, you've been hearing, for example, the big one out in the west. This is going to produce it. And don't worry, it's going to give Arizona its oceanfront property. The reason why I'm saying this, it's going to be so destructive that the land, being as dry as it is, once this big one hits, I'd say Richter 12, 13 range at least, it's going to cause the land to crumble in on itself. And I mean, when it crumbles in, it's going to become a giant sinkhole. Oh, that's going to pretty much kill people that are in that area. It's going to basically swallow a lot of the West Coast out and bring the Pacific to come in roaring in afterwards to cover it. It'll be like a quick death. You're talking about millions of people just wiped out in just a matter of minutes. Bingo, goodbye. Hey, that's what it's called, sudden destruction. So yes, the West Coast gets pummeled, uh, and a new West Coast kind of somewhat emerges. So some of the mountain ranges do go down, and the world that day actually gets remapped. It's going to kill, I would say, about over 700 million on this day alone. They get wiped out with the sudden destruction in different areas. Now, the central U.S. is also going to be subjugated to a big-time sudden destruction because there's a ley line that also, besides crosses the faults in the west, there's a ley line that also crosses where the Deepwater Horizon is. Uh-oh, wasn't that the one we just band-aided several years back? Mm-hmm. Guess what? It's going to cause that Deepwater Horizon then to completely blow like it's never been blown before. And in chain reaction, all these nice little oil reserves underneath the Gulf are basically kind of like linked together. So it'll be going in domino effect. So you're going to have different areas also combining with that destruction and blowing up. And that's going to create the biggest tsunami that's ever been seen. This tsunami is going to be maybe several thousand feet high at least. Yes, it's going to forthcome, and it's going to swallow and basically create a sea in the central U.S., pretty much along the Mississippi river line and such. Basically, it'll be a sea in some areas at least hundreds of miles across. So yes, it's going to be extreme, wipe out a lot. And a couple things, areas that have been getting tremors in that area, like there's was a San Madrid fault, I think, if I'm correct in saying, in that area. Once this water hits, and the way that water is on top of it, it's going to buckle in and cause it to sink even further. So it keeps the sea in, and that's why that's there. So yes, that area is going to be hit very hard. You're going to have multiple areas wiped out. And then the East Coast will also get another one from the Bermuda Range coming up. There's a ley line going through that area. That's why there's so many things going on in that area, by the way. Once this hits, it's going to wipe out pretty much all the East Coast. Yeah, it won't be as dramatic, but yeah, there's a lot of population along the East Coast, and that gets wiped out. So when you put all these in perspective and the country gets remapped, what's left is a remnant of its original source. And once it's a remnant, all your institutions, all everything goes down. So what happens when everything goes down? Chaos erupts, and people start killing people left and right, because it'll become a me first, everybody else last attitude. Hey, that's what's going to happen. So even though you might not be in an area that's going to be hit, you're still going to feel it, because people are going to be hunting each other and killing each other. Hey, that's biblical. That's what it says. Even families are going to be killing each other. So that's a standpoint. It's all going to come out true. Now, why am I giving this up front? Is because I'm brought to you to give you and unfold that progression line of what to expect. Again, this is going to happen. Something I can't stop or prevent. Hey, it happens, but I'll still be going on with my ministry thereafter. I'll have the authority to do so, and no one's going to stop that. So the only one that can stop me would be myself, and I'm not stopping myself for that. So in that event, yes, then you'll hear my voice through the heavens. I'll be able to broadcast throughout, as long as you're still alive and can have ears to hear. Then you best listen, because if you don't listen, you won't be taken. That's a simple fact. So anyhow, this is just give you a hindsight. Yes, the USA will be remapped. It will be a remnant, and it'll be no longer its former glory. It'll be completely knocked out entirely. So this is just giving you a heads up and a warning. It's going to be very soon. And you certainly have a wonderful day, and take care.